Hey, today I'm going to be giving my honest opinion on Jump Force and things that I think should change or should be coming in future patches. Now, before we get into any of this, I've already had this idea on my mind for a while now, before somebody made a video regarding the actual day one patch notes that's supposed to be coming out soon, which is supposed to fix various things like loading screen times, because those things are absolutely horrible. Now, there's just a few small topics that I just want to talk about in regards to Jump Force. The first thing I want to talk about is the character customization limitation. Now, this is going to go towards moves as well as your actual character customization, like clothing. Now, one thing that I really like, okay, so it's kind of bugging me because when you're customizing your character, like clothing wise, you have to buy their clothes in a specific color. You can't just get whatever you want, you know, like you can't just buy one thing and then be able to customize it like how you can in Xenoverse 2, where you can customize individual parts like the colors of the belt buckle, the socks, stuff like that. Like, you can't really customize that stuff in this game. In this game, you have to buy those pants or that shirt that you want in a specific color, and these typically come in the most basic colors like black, red, blue, white, yellow. Sometimes you'll see orange and other stuff, but I just feel like they shouldn't have limited us on that type of customization. The other customization I want to talk about was moveset wise. Now, there is a lot of character moves that you can get in this game, but those are skills. Now, stuff like Ichigo's moveset, like, don't you know how like characters fight with a sword? You can't do that. So in this game, you're basically stuck to three basic movesets, which is basically the pirate moveset, which is it's based on Luffy, the ninja moveset, which is based on Naruto, and the martial arts moveset, which is based on Goku, which is what my CAC has right now. Now, as we go more into depth with this customization on fighting styles, I want to talk about the skills. Now, characters like Dio and JoJo, a lot of people want to be able to use their moves, because I think Road Roller would be a very great ult for CACs, or at least I think so. I mean, it's a pretty cool ultimate itself, so I think that we should be able to obtain something like that, but unfortunately we can't. Now, I can understand not being able to use the moves of the stands themselves, simply because stands have something to do with the character specifically. Like, it's something like a manifestation of their soul, or so I heard. I'm not too exactly sure, so it's kind of understandable why you can't get that. But moves like Bungee Gum, which is one of Hisoka's specialties, you aren't able to use that for whatever reason. Although it works really well in combos, I feel like you should be able to use it, because I mean, why not? You know, like, we're able to use Luffy's moveset, which makes our characters stretch their arms about like 5 meters or so just to punch someone that's like 2 feet in front of them. So I don't see why we can't use Hisoka's counter or his Bungee Gum in general, as so you see right now. You can't get that on CACs. Now, another topic that I want to talk about is the character facial expressions in the story mode. So the story mode is pretty bad. I'm pretty sure everybody that has Jump Force can agree on this. Playing the story mode is just pretty boring. It doesn't keep you interested. It's pretty repetitive. The enemies aren't even that intelligent. Honestly, it kind of feels like a Fighter Z story mode where they just sit there and block almost the entire time. They don't really fight you as much. They just sit there and stare into your eyes as you beat them to death. So it's kind of like, you know, like, why am I even doing this, you know? And as for the facial expressions, it's just pretty trash. Now, when you see like Goku, Trunks, Vegeta, whatever, when you see their movement inside story cutscenes, it just looks pretty tacky. Now, I can understand if they used the whole movement system from J-Star's Victory Versus, which had a pretty good movement system representing those particular characters, how Goku and Vegeta, they would fly instead of dashing at you. Now, I know that they do that in this game as well, but it looked a lot more believable in the way that they also ran as well. It didn't look like they were, like, you know, like pretty human. But I know that this is what this game is aiming for if they were, you know, somewhat realistic. But I feel like they still should have, you know, stuck with what they had before. Like how Naruto and Sasuke and Madara, they did like the little acrobatic flips before they came at you sprinting full speed about to beat your ass. So that's another thing that I think that needs to be fixed. But there's a lot of other minor bugs like loading time, online lobbies that's really choppy, it's dropping the frame rate, it's lagging, and also the skippable cutscenes, because to be honest, nobody really wants to sit down and watch these cutscenes, because quite frankly, I don't think anybody cares. I think we just care about getting through the story and unlocking those last 2 characters that we probably may not even use, to be honest. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about in regards to Jump Force. If you so happen to see this video, please let me know what you also think should be fixed in the description. That would be appreciated. But for now, that's all I got to say. Peace. I'm out.